I'm going to do a live comparison of the Gaggia Classic Pro versus the Quick Mill Silvano. The machine's been on for a little while. It actually just turned off because it's 2 o'clock. I have it set, so I just turned it back on. And the Gaggia Classic Pro has been heating up. So we're just going to do a quick overview, I guess, and give you a couple of thoughts. I'm not sure if I'm ready to quite score the Silvano, but I will kind of tell you what my final thoughts are. So let's talk about them a little bit. The Silvano over here is definitely a nice, I mean, right off the bat, it's a nicer machine. You have more well-built parts. The portafilter doesn't feel as plasticky on the the end here. It's just better like put together, sort of. The boilers between the two, the Silvano is a 13.5 ounce boiler, and the Gaggia has a little baby boiler at 3 ounces. So obviously your temperature stability is significantly better on the Quick Mill. The other thing is the Quick Mill has a PID built in for the boiler right away. So you know that that is definitely going to be a little bit better for temperature stability and control. And the other nice thing this doubles as is a timer. So when you start your shot, you're going to get to see the time on the actual PID here, and it's by the 10th of a second. So that's a really nice feature. Kind of the thing that I wish that the Gaggia definitely had. I ended up, as you can see, I put it on there. I'm sure plenty of you guys have seen my PID installation video. It's ranked pretty high if you look up Gaggia PID. So yeah, and it's a nice installation video if you ever want to try to do it. I will say though, those PIDs kits are around $200. I did the Auver one, but they're all basically the same if you do a kit for it. But I mean, it's $200. It's you know, a lot of money to put that in. It's a $500 machine ish. You put $200, that's $700, and this is $1,000. And the other thing about this is that it has a boiler and it has a thermo block for steaming. So I can do both steam and pull a shot at the same time. So this is definitely, I guess it's almost like a dual boiler experience in the fact that you could do both. As far as like the only downside I see with the Silvano that maybe the Gaggia has the edge on is obviously the size of the Silvano is bigger, right? So take that or leave it depending on what you prefer in your kitchen. The design, I really like the mirror finish, so that's my personal preference. But Gaggia comes with plenty of colors, so I guess the Gaggia can be better for that type of thing. Obviously, we have the Gaggia matched here with the color of our walls over there. So that is kind of a nice piece there. But the big thing is that you don't have any way to get hot water out of this machine. Now you do kind of have a way on the Gaggia, even though it's a little bit of a trick. You have to push down on both the shot button and the steam button, and then also release the valve for the steam wand. If you do that, you can get hot water right out of the steam wand. On this, there's no hack or flick of the wrist you can do to get this to put out hot water. So really the only way you could do is actually, I'll show you real quick what I do, is you get some hot water you get cold water. I'm not going to do this for a while, but all you do is pop it in there, turn that on, and then you wait for it to get hot. It takes a while. It's not the best way, although it kind of acts as a cleaning. If you are someone who likes to clean your steam tips a lot, it's sort of a nice way to sort of clean the tip of your steam wand. But your water might be it's kind of cloudy and weird. As you can see, the water kind of got a little cloudy there. Also, the other pieces that I do like with the Silvano is it comes with all the stuff you need to clean the actual brew unit under there, and it has some nice accessories. You get two 2 baskets. You get like kind of the basic necessities. The boiler on top gets real hot as well. So in terms of like temperature, like getting your cups hot, the Silvano is way hotter than the Gaggia. Like I can feel the heat all the way up here. You might, hopefully your cabinets are built well and they're not going to warp or anything. But if that's a concern, maybe, I mean, this thing does pump out a lot of heat. So that's something to consider. Also, I do like the drip tray a lot more over here. It's kind of elegant. The little pull-out drawer is, to me, kind of cute. I like the little design there. It has a little pull-out. Over here, it's plastic and kind of not that great. Also, I don't like on the Gaggia that you can see. You can actually see the 3-way solenoid valve. I think hiding it makes it look a little bit nicer. I don't like all those like little cheap parts to make it, I don't know, it doesn't look quite as elegant. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to pull a shot on both and kind of give you my assessments. I'm going to use an IMS filter basket. I think it's a 14 to 16 gram or 14 to 18 gram basket, something like that. So I'm going to do 15 grams in. We're going to shoot for about a 1 to 3 ratio and do it on both. Hopefully the time should be pretty dang similar between the 2 shots, but I guess that would be one interesting test to see how much different the flow is. I'm going to switch this out with the bottomless, so maybe we can get a shot of that. Give me 1 second while I do that. So I forgot that my bottomless portafilter is actually right here. So we'll just do that. Hopefully anybody that's on can still hear me. My camera wife is out right now. She's doing some yard work or something. So let me double check on here and make sure we have audio and everything. If anybody's got questions, definitely leave them in the chat. I'll try to answer them. Okay, I think we are good. Okay, so let's, if audio cuts out, just let me know and I'll definitely go back there to search. So I got my bottomless here. The nice thing with using a bottomless is you really don't have to worry all that much about the temperature of the outside of this. So that is one nice thing. You really just have to worry about the portafilter, or the portafilter basket. So let's go ahead and pull a shot. I'm going to use the Sete, just keep things easy, 15 grams in. It's already measured and everything. Oh, I want to say too, one other thing I really do like about the Silvano is the pressure gauge here. The pressure gauge is doing a pretty good job of measuring the pressure in the actual basket. I've noticed that it does show like kind of a green zone. The other really nice thing is that the Silvano is set to 9 bars out of the gate, so you don't have to worry about changing the pressure and all that stuff. The Gaggia, on the other hand, is set to about 10 to 12 bars, around that, maybe 11 bars. So you do have to change the OPV valve or the OPV spring to get that down to 9 bars. I have a video I've done on that as well. I just cut it to get the same kind of work, but you can also buy a new one as well. You can even buy 6 bar springs if you want to get really crazy or kind of experiment more. So we're going to see how messy this is. Hopefully it's not too terribly bad. So the other nice thing too with having a boiler, a little bit bigger of a boiler, is as you see, my temperature, I think my temperature is set to 199. It only dropped down 1 degree when I started doing that. If I do that on the Gaggia, you're going to see that thing tank very quickly. Because it's a 3-ounce boiler, it really can only do one shot at a time before you have the ability to do another shot that's at least reasonably the same temperature. Anyways, I have my shot glass here. We are gonna see how we're doing shot wise. Let me grab this so you can see it. Again, if you got questions, anything like that, just let me know. Okay, it looks like everybody can hear me. That's good. All right, so we are going to start the shot. Let me see if I can get a better angle here. That might be all right. Let's see how much spurting we get. I'm hoping for none, but we don't know. Oh, it's pretty good. A little bit to the side. Okay, that just came together. That's actually pretty good. Came together in about a couple of seconds. Oh, we got our first little spurt there. I do aim for kind of longer shots. And as you can see, the pressure is just brought down to 8. Oop. That was 32 seconds. I let it go a little longer than I wanted to. So that's a pretty big shot, unfortunately. But that's okay. We'll test both out at that amount. Yeah, we had 60 grams, so that's like a 1-to-4 ratio, roughly. But anyways, let me taste it, and I'll let you know what I think. Here's that. Let me make sure this camera's all good. All right. So let me do my first sip here. Smells pretty good. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit bitter. I let it go a little long. I would have liked to just do 28 seconds, but it was kind of hard. But the aftertaste is actually kind of pleasant. The upfront taste is more bitter, which is, that's generally what you think of as a slight over extraction. And you saw some spurting there, which obviously is going to do that. That's, really my fault at the end of the day on what happened there. But let's pull another shot, and then we can do a side-by-side comparison. Let me take the portafilter basket out. Clean this up. One sec. I've never done a live comparison. This is kind of fun. It's a little bit nerve-wracking because I gotta make sure I got everything ready and I can do everything, but it's not too bad. I did have to walk off camera for a second, but that's all right. All right, so let's put this into the Gaggia. Let's get the Gaggia cleaned up here. Make sure water is coming through it. Yeah, and as you saw like 3 degrees just come right off that. Now I have this set at 211. I've noticed that's closer to. It's really hard to gauge this with the Gaggia because you don't really know the brew temp. This is an offset. Generally, it's like pre-baked in. They say about 16 degrees to 10 degrees. I've noticed that the Gaggia kind of overheats, so I go with 10 degrees to get to 200. So 210 is the temp that I go for. Let me go ahead and get this going. So again, I could probably go maybe a little finer. Like I said, I normally go for a 1-to-3 ratio, which is like 45 to 50 grams, maybe 52 grams, something like that. You can go all the way up. They say 2.5 to 3.5 is a lungo, and that's generally what I aim for is like 3. So that's a little over the lungo ratio, I should say. But I think that was just because I went about 3-4 seconds longer. I really wanted to stop at 28 seconds, but I wasn't paying attention. So I'll do the same thing though, so we have the same taste in both espresso. All right. So the Gaggia. Obviously, I mean, really, if you want to know which one's better between this one and this one, it's this one. This is the better machine. But it's a comparison. I'm just kind of showing you. There are nice things about the Gaggia. Like I said, one benefit with the Gaggia is that you can actually get hot water out of it. So, you know, take that with what you want. But I think it's a nice thing that Quick Mill probably should have added. All right, so hopefully this is a good angle. I'm going to set a timer on my watch, and we're going to shoot for 32 seconds. So give me 1 second to get this going. This is going to be really hard, so I got to like hit this and tap it at the same time. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Actually, this is looking like a better shot right now. Now it's possible that the grind, it's definitely possible that the grinds are better. We have some channeling there. One spot of channeling for sure there on that right. Yep, you see it squirting out there. Okay, we're at 25 seconds. And stopping. That was 32 seconds on the dot. And it does look like we have a pretty similar amount of coffee. Let me re-angle this. I hope everybody's having a good Sunday, by the way. Sunday is always the nice day to relax and spend some time at home if you can. All right. At least for our 9-to-5ers like myself. Okay, so that's 204 grams. Let's see the... Yeah. So it is literally off by 0.1 grams. So these are very, very similar shots right now. I'm going to do a little mix here. I'm actually going to taste the other one again. It's been about a minute and 20 or so. Pretty good. Like I said, a little over extracted. It's got that bitterness that I probably should have been able to avoid. But it still has really nice chocolatey flavors. This is the Veracali coffee that I'm still pulling. You could order some. I'll put it in the description below. It's also, I think it's in the description in the last couple of videos I've posted. So if you wanna purchase a bag, go ahead and pick one up. We are giving a discount right now of, I think it's like 13% or something like that. Smells really nice. Yeah, you still get those toffee notes. Again, pretty good shot. Nice body, nice flavors. All right, let's see this. Now the crema on this one looks pretty nice right now. We did just pull it, so it's still kind of sitting there. Let's see what this one tastes like. Let's see how different they are. In theory, they should really be just about the same. There really shouldn't be any difference. Neither of them are using pre-infusion. They're both hopefully getting, this is set to 199, that's set to a different temperature, but it should be around that same temperature. And they're both running it at 9 bars, so. Pretty good, actually. Now this one's actually slightly better, believe it or not. This is a slightly better shot, and I think it's because that temperature, it was probably slightly lower than it was on the Silvano. Like I said, even though you have a PID, it's really hard to say exactly the temperature variation. I've heard, 16 degrees is the, so if you want to go to 200, you're supposed to set it to 216. I have it set to 210, which would be like 194, 195. So that might be better for a long shot, especially, if the extraction is a much longer. So, yeah, I still get some of those toffee notes in the nose. Yeah, it's really a pretty good shot. This one is slightly more balanced, a little less bitter. It's still bitter. It's still got a little bit of the bitterness. It's less up front and more in the back. More in the back of the, like after you swallow, it kind of lingers a little bit. But honestly, if you're looking for both machines, you're not gonna get me to tell you the Gaggia is the better machine, because of the fact that this didn't come out the same way as this one. It sort of tells you that when you're pulling shots on the Gaggia, you can get really good shots. That one did actually taste better, but it almost accidentally tasted better because it's hard to know the parameters of that machine. You're kind of guessing a little bit. You're working with other people's knowledge to try to, especially if you put a PID on it. If you didn't put a PID, you're really working with the temperature surfing and all that stuff. This one's very, very consistent. The shots I've noticed are very good. It's set to 9 bars. I can't tell you how refreshing it was to see this machine set to 9 bars. Everything on it's really built nicely. You know, made in Italy. They're both made in Italy, but you know, I would say that if you're gonna spend the money, if you think you're gonna buy the Gaggia and add a PID to it, and you're considering the Silvano, just go with the Silvano. It's, you know, maybe $200 or $300 more, but you're getting an extra capability. You're getting the ability to heat up, steam, you know, hot water at the same time, and it's just a flick of the. I mean, it's quick. You do this, it's immediately steaming. It's not like you gotta wait. And the other thing I like about the Silvano that makes it a little bit nicer is there's a switch on the back of this machine where if you don't steam milk a lot, like myself, I don't steam milk very often, you are going to be able to actually turn that boiler off. The thermo block you can turn off. So that's another nice thing. I don't know, does anybody want to see anything else? I could steam like a pitcher of milk or something like that to do a comparison. In that regard, I would guess, obviously, the steaming power, well, I shouldn't say the steaming power, but the amount of time it's going to take to steam something on this machine is going to be way faster just because I could flick it and turn it on. Whereas with the Gaggia, you have to wait about 30 seconds before you could start steaming. So, you know, I don't know if it's worth it, but if you want to see like after we can steam both, like the timing, I could do that. Let me know in the comments. I'm going to take a look at these while we wait here. Okay, cut the spring 9 bars. Okay, I have some questions, unanswered questions. I missed the price tag. Let me actually flip the camera here. I'm going to flip the camera. I'm going to turn this around, and I'm going to start answering your questions. Okay. So, I missed the price tag on that one. So the price tag on the Silvano is about $1,000 to $1,099, whether you get an open box or, you know, something like that, or if you get it, you know, brand new. Brand new, I think it's $1,099. Obviously, you can catch it at different price points, but that's generally the price right now. Christy M asked, did you measure the pressure of the Gaggia? You were saying it's 10 to 12 bars. Others say it's 14. Yeah, it might even be 14. I haven't measured it. I know that it definitely comes out way higher than 10 or 9 bars. So I've heard 12. I've heard 14. Yeah. Somebody said he cut his spring, so he has 9 bars on the Gaggia. Older, but yeah, that is true. Thank you. Something rule. Gaggia comes factory at like 12 or 15. I ordered my Mr. Shades coffee spring set. Yeah, Mr. Shades does sell a pretty good spring for that. Let's go Gaggia. I like that's funny. Okay. Anyways. So, yeah, I think that basically concludes everything. You know, if anybody has some last-minute questions, just throw them in the comments there. But you know, between the two, the Gaggia isn't the better machine. It is the better value, especially if you're going to take the time to do the stuff like add a PID, add your 9-bar spring, do all that stuff. And like I said, it is, you know, it does have one advantage of having the hot water come out, whereas the Silvano doesn't. Honestly, quick mill, you should put that in there. I don't know why you don't have that in there. You just make it an extra switch, like switch it the other way instead of one way, just to get the just to get water out of it. But I don't really like this steaming water thing. It's weird to me. Ocasio PID Dream. Oh, somebody Gary says he has an Ocasio PID Dream. Those are really nice. I've heard very good things about them. I never used one. They look really cool, kind of, I don't know, like retro sort of. So, yeah. All right, well, we've been chatting it up for about 25 seconds, or 25 minutes rather, and I think that is all that I wanted to say on these two machines. This, unfortunately, is the last rodeo. I know I've said it maybe one other time, but this is the official last rodeo of the Gaggia. We did throw it up on eBay, so it is going to be, it's leaving. Sad face. But it's all right. It was a really good machine. We had a lot of fun using it. We will be doing a lot more comparisons now with the Breville Bambino, and I switched to that just because it's lighter and easier to bring. We have one other question here. Joshi asked, do you have a link to the Gaggia on eBay? What is the asking price? The asking price is whatever eBay says. I don't actually know what it's bidding for right now, but I'll send you a link directly, Joshi. If you want to message me on Instagram, my profile is Joey_Veracali92. So find me on Instagram and I can send you a link. I don't like to post my eBay links directly in here just because that's really not what I want to do. I don't want people to like think that I need to sell all the stuff to you guys or anything like that. I just, you know, I'm okay with doing it. I have an older one and Joshy's looking to replace it. Okay, cool. Yeah, the older Gaggia, the thing that's really annoying with those ones is they didn't have the traditional steam one. They had like what they call a Panarello, which I hate. I hate using them. When I was starting out in you know, in espresso, I thought they were nice until I learned how to use a traditional steam one. Once you learn how to do it and you can like texture milk nicely, night and day difference. Like the micro foam is so much better. Anyways, I thought it was a lot of fun. Thanks for coming along and doing this live stream with me. If you have any other questions about the Gaggia, you can leave them in the comments below or ask me, you know, on Instagram or something, and I'll answer them. See ya in the next video.